As Sicario returned to the inner quarters, I dared a glance at Florian. He seemed amused, surprisingly, rather than bewildered like I thought he might be. Wondering how much he might already know, I stepped forward to meet him at the other side of the office. Hey, Florian. Weird day. You know how it is. How are you?
On duty as ever. You were not aware of Rajanis' excitement over your breakthrough?
Florian? You were there the last time she and I talked, right? When she basically threatened to take my job away if I didn't give up Zyphoros?
It was hardly that serious.
It was serious to me. I had no idea what kind of reaction I was going to get out of her after all of that. And now she's suddenly praising me for using the sword and talking to me like I'm a kid? Still, anything's worth risking if I get to see you.
She bursts out of her quarters in quite a fervor. I dare say she is now more invested in your welfare than that of Rosea's.
Huh, how strange. I knew the matter of Zyphoros was important to her, but I would have thought she'd be furious with us after this. So then, she told you about what I've got going on now, I take it.
Somewhat. I have heard that you attained some new form of power that is Killerin-like in execution.
Kinda, sorta. It makes me look and feel different, basically. I'm not really sure about it myself.
See, the core point seems to be that carrying Zyphoros appears to have been a wise choice after all. Rather than harming you, it seems to have expanded your variability of magic.
Yeah, you've got the gist of it. Falric called it an aspect, so that's what I'm going with too, you know, the aspect of the Sentinel and the aspect of the Muse.
Interesting. One wonders if this is indeed what Rosea had intended all along.
My master's inner workings are an enigma even to
Seriously?
me.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry. I could show you if you wanted, though.
Rajanis would certainly approve, judging by that final exchange. By all means, if it is no difficult task for you.
Nah, it's not hard. Basically, I just hold Zyphoros and... Slowly, I drew my blade with the same careful motion I would use to unsheath her before a battle. Which aspect should I go with? The Muse felt less dangerous of the two, bringing with it the power to create rather than to destroy. As I closed my eyes to summon my aspect, I whispered my command to Zyphoros. Come to me. On my call, I could feel the blade's power begin to flood through me, filling my very being with strength that would be unattainable on my own. Even without seeing them, I could feel the power changing my body as it always did. My hair, normally a deep black, turning pink. My sea blue eyes gaining the same hue, and two small antler-like horns creeping up from out of my skull. When I opened my eyes to look at Florian, he seemed nothing short of awestruck. So, how do I look?
I suppose I see why Rajanis was so enthused. Truly, you appear as someone other than yourself.
I hope that's not a bad thing.
It is not.
Good.
It is your well-being I wonder about. You feel no adverse effects. It doesn't come with some, dark cost, as Rajanis once feared.
Not that I know of so far. See, look, I'm still the same old me. Neither of the aspects really hurt in any way. This one's a more dramatic visual change than the other one, the Sentinel, but that's about it. Do you want to see it?
If you'd like to, I'm glad to know it doesn't exact some toll on you, at least.
Don't worry, it doesn't hurt a bit. Look. Again, Zyphoros. This time, the blade's power filled me with something new. An air of cold competence made to survey battlefields, prioritizing tactics over emotion. Though my hair returned to its usual black, my eyes instead turned to a glowing cyan, and instead of seeing Florian as a friend, my mind began to size him up as a target, guarded well by his armor, both emotional and physical. This one is made for the battlefield, you see.
That would make sense. By Rajanis' account, it came to you in the Deadlands. I can imagine the circumstances of its appearance were not exactly peaceful.
Not exactly. It came to me when my friends and I were fighting a fragment, and... Keep this between us. But... we killed the fragment.
I believe I have heard of those. Great dark monsters from below, aren't they? Forgive me. I rarely venture down to the surface, and I know only what I have heard from Rajanis and the other visitors.
Oh, right. I forgot you don't go down much. Well, yeah, I feel like explaining myself wouldn't do them justice, but they're extremely dangerous, enough that we've got to keep our victory quiet for now so that other people don't try and do what we did. It was terrifying, but I'm just glad that we're all safe.
It is a bit amusing to think that your greatest concern might be that you are too inspiring to others.
Come on, Florian. Have you seen me? Sir Rahmi Romazi inspires greatness wherever he goes. He uplifts the weary, he rescues beautiful damsels, and handsome devils in distress. He
Should probably save his exaggerated stories for the next Ruzbakrab.
And will you be there?
Doubtful.
Shot down. Anyway, it's not really inspiration I'm worried about. It's more that some people fight thinking they'll bring themselves glory and riches if they just go down and win a big battle. And then they go down unprepared and get themselves and others killed. That's the type of person I don't want to hear about this.
I suppose I cannot fault prudence.
But on the plus side, I can use my new power to help you when we go and do our mission together.
You needn't worry about me. I can fend for myself easily enough, and I do not expect that Rahavi Marari's mage and knight will be enough to present any serious danger. Especially if you are bringing the rest of your comrades.
Still, it's never bad to be prepared for anything. We don't know what they might have down there. I mean, if this is what Zyphoros can do to me, we have to be careful, don't we?
I doubt there's any risk in Rahavi's scimitar affecting them in a similar manner, though. We know it lacks the enchantment the other killer and weapons have. Still, I suppose there is the matter of the deep flockborn. No doubt they will view our incursion with the same aggression as any other, even if our intent is strictly focused on our own affairs. And I will necessarily have to bed down, far from wherever you and your comrades sleep, if the search goes on over long. I will take your warnings to heart.
Thank you. I really do appreciate you listening to what I have to say. You know, I hope you don't mind me asking, but is there a reason you don't go down often? Beyond work obligations, I mean.
I see no reason to. Work is a great part of it, but I have little need for reward beyond the one due my station, and little to gain from coming into contact with innocent volunteers. Here, I may attend my duties without harming anyone, and I am well enough accommodated as it is. Would you have gone down without Rosea's direct command?
No, I guess not. But going down there has taught me a lot. I've been able to see things that I never would have seen staying up here, so I feel like it's very valuable to me. Now, I think I'll keep going down whether or not I'm ordered to. I still think it would be nice to help you in expanding your horizons. help you see more of the world.
Again, to what benefit? Seeing more of the world is unlikely to do anything but distract me. I have a duty here, and someone to look out for my best interests. Your proposals are nice in theory, but not something I'd sacrifice the well-being or security of others to pursue.
I figured it'd be to your benefit, mostly. You learn more by seeing more. I guess it just makes me wonder if your contentment with the situation is genuine, or something you're forced to adopt because of how things around you are. That kind of attitude is sustainable until it's not. Speaking entirely hypothetically, if something changed suddenly and you had no choice but to leave your station and start over from the ground up, I'm wondering what you'd do.
I could not say. There's little I could imagine that would force me to outright leave my station, and even less that I would have to start over. Beyond what I have been given by Rajanis and the opportunity she has given me, I have little of my own. I suppose it would depend upon the nature of this uprooting. Perhaps I would go into exile and live somewhere solitary and sustainable. Perhaps I might venture into one of the carrier's caverns myself. If my presence would only harm those around me, then that would be one of the few places I might be able to live safely.
That doesn't sound very comfortable. I've thought about what I'd do without my own position here. Things changed once I found my friends, but before that, I really didn't have much for myself. It was scary, honestly. I know it's not really at risk of happening. You're an incredible knight, and I'm sure Rajana sees you that way too. I just think that being chained to one single way of life can be dangerous. It's important to be able to change.
I can certainly respect that. My life before coming here was harrowing, depressing, and defined by pain. My own and that of everyone around me. I have no desire to return to that life. The one greatest change I have ever known is what saved me.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to go back to the past. Mine wasn't great either. Still, disregarding my hypothetical, I think further change can be found without sacrificing your entire new way of life either. Expanding your horizons without losing everything you already have, you know?
You were the one who proposed leaving my station.
Come on! It was a hypothetical! I'm not saying you should actually do it.
Regardless, my station is my way of life, and what I have to lose.
I know. I just mean, you could add more to it. There are even more people in this world who need protecting. People who were like you and me in our pasts that need someone stronger than they are to help them. I feel like you're the sort of person who could really help change a lot of lives if you could offer your protection to those in need of it.
An interesting idea in theory, but perhaps not in practice. There is nobody I could help that I could not just as easily harm without meaning to. Except for the Flockborn, or those metal men from the gnomish lands. Anyone who sleeps is at risk. Here and now, I have a purpose. I have comfort, and I have the guarantee that I cannot harm anyone I do not intend to. I know how much you think of people, of protecting them. But my forte, I think, is in guarding things, places, that which I cannot damage.
Man, you're stubborn. Well, you're committed to what you know, which isn't a bad thing at all. But maybe it's not just the people I'm thinking of. If you're thinking of places, what if it was the world itself that needed guarding?
Too broad a thing for one man to guard. Unless you have a door just outside it I can stand beside.
I'm I'm serious, though. Florian, I can't stop thinking of you lately.
Rahmi, where exactly are you going with this line of conversation?
I just can't get you off my mind. Wait, no. Please, just listen. All the time lately, when I think about the burdens on my shoulders and the things my friends and I have to fight against, I keep thinking of how much I'd like your help and how I'd like to help you in turn. I'm only coming to realize recently that I don't have to be alone in trying to deal with everything. And when I think of who else I'd want to help me, you just keep coming back to mind.
I cannot imagine what help I could provide you. You know full well that any unnecessary contact with you or your allies would be enough to put them at risk. And you already proved your combat skills far exceed mine.
That doesn't mean you're a bad fighter. You're not. You know that. Just because I beat you once, it doesn't mean...
Rahmi, what good could I do for the world when my only redeeming quality is that I can mitigate the base offense of my very existence?
You've got a lot more than that going for you. It's not just about raw skill. It's not about any of that. The world needs... If I could give you the ability to fight against your fate, and the ability to guard those things that you want to protect, would you let me?
If it would not harm Rajanis or you, then I suppose I could offer a little objection. I don't know what it means to fight fate or protect the world, but I do know what it is to guard something. If you are so intent on my assistance, then I can offer it in what few capacities I can promise. This offer is coming from you, Rahmi, not whatever force has now joined you.
It's me. That hasn't changed. I'm still me, Florian. But this is something I've really been thinking about giving you for a while, honestly. It won't hurt you, or me, or Rajanis. I promise you that. I don't want to lose anyone else. I want to fight alongside you, no matter what.
Rahmi, you needn't worry. When the time comes, I'll support you as best as I am able.
Thank you. Florian, take this and help me. Help us help the world.
Something slumbers deep at the center of this world.
Who? What? Rahmi, what is... Rahmi?
A being of indescribable size.
Power.
Consciousness. Greater than anything this world has ever produced.
To it, we are less than a thought.
Insignificant.
Unseeable.
Miniature beyond sight and perception.
It knows nothing of the world atop it.
It does not live, but it is responsible for what has befallen this world.
All that has happened is because of this creature.
What do you mean? What is it? What are you?
To give it a name by which you might understand its nature.
It is primordial.
And I am the voice of the world.
Of your world.
That you live now is because of the primordial.
It is the origin of all you know.
See it now. I don't understand.
The purpose of your lives and the purpose of your world is to end.
The oldest being of this world.
The first being of this world.
The unborn orphan has outgrown its cradle.
The infinite primordial turns and squirms in its world womb,
kicking out in fear and reluctance.
All that has now happened,
all that you have seen,
are the labor throes of a world designed to die,
so that another may live.
That is why I must become whole.
When I am restored, so too will be the times of peace.
May my guidance help you bring your gifts to new heights.
Florian. Florian? Florian! Oh, breathe. Deep breaths, just breathe. I know it's a lot. I'm here to help. Are you okay?
That is what you've been facing? This is what you would have me fight?
Yes. I need your help, please, Florian. We can't do this alone. I can't do this alone.
But you've already done so much.
But so much is not enough. And without more help, how much more can we really do? We're strong, but not strong enough to fight that. I need you, Florian. Please, stand with me.
I don't know how much I can do against a foe like that. But I will ensure you do not regret this decision. Nor will your comrades.
That's exactly why I need you. Alone, we're powerless. But the more people who join us, who fight with us, together, we're strong enough to do incredible things. And we can help change the world for the better. It had to be you. You and I. We're friends now, and friends look out for each other, right?
Yes, they do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It means more to me than you know, Florian.
I can see I will have a great deal to consider in the course of my sentry duty today. I must ask, how do I explain this to Virginis?
Well, I can't ask you not to tell her, but take my advice that she might most definitely not believe you. When I tried telling Rosea for the first time, he basically didn't believe me at all. You can try to take some time and find the words, but know that it might be hard to make your point, no matter what you say.
So Rosea knows. If he has not yet made Virginis aware, it must mean that he has reason not to tell her.
Yeah. It's difficult, dangerous information. Hard to convey and even harder to believe. If you can keep it between us, I'd like that. But trust me when I say that I completely understand if you feel you have a duty to share it.
I will, perhaps we will say this. I will not attempt to explain it to anyone until I am absolutely sure I understand it myself. And that, well, that may take some time.
That means a lot to me. At the very least, I'm here for you to help you through it. If you need help with anything at all, just let me know. Do you want some time to yourself to unpack things?
I'll have time. Time enough. Is there anything else I should know? What will I be called upon to do? Should I,
If I think of anything else important, I'll let you know. For now, just take some time to pull yourself together, crybaby. Don't worry. I'll stay with you for now.
Thank you. I suppose I should find some time to formally meet the rest of your allies, if only briefly, to ensure they're not afflicted.
I think that would be a great idea. They can help explain all this a little better than I probably can, and probably offer more insight into everything. Usually we make all of our plans as a group, so when we do have something immediate, we'll be able to tell you. And really, thank you again. I'm really glad to have you on my side.
I hope your faith is not misplaced.
That was the day Florian joined our journey to save the world. I had no way of knowing what we would go through, but even if I had, I still wouldn't regret my choice.
Florian Jovault, Candlestone Zealot, has gained the Impetus.